hardworking families across the U.S. and Canada. And one of the groups that we represent are cannabis workers, both in medical and adult use, from seed to sale. And we're their official labor union under the guise of the AFL-CIO. I wanted to give you a heads up because I know there's a lot of conversation going on in regards to cannabis and how to do it. Lakewood is in a special uh, position to do some really good with it for working people for the industry. 50% of Lakewood's residency is of working age, and the other 40% are young people that are going to be adults and be of working age. So that means that there's a large population that can get into this industry and have a career. Um, the one thing that's interesting too is that the median income within Lakewood is 41,000, with males making around 39,000 and females making 32,000, with 26% of the folks in the population under the poverty line. So this means that Lakewood is dying for good careers and jobs within the area. Um, the jobs in New Jersey, the cannabis jobs, both medical and adult use, will be union jobs, which means they'll have good health care, wages, sick time, vacation time, dental, vision, and retirement. So these will attract young professionals too. The cannabis jobs that the folks who represent from seed to sale, these are folks that have degrees in horticulture, botany, chemistry, other forms of business and science degrees. So that they'll attract young families and young workers who will stimulate your economy. The other thing too is that the build out. So I know that Lakewood is an urban enterprise zone, and that's because it needs. The state has says that it needs economic stimulation, and this is the way to do it. The great thing about it is the building trades are going to be involved too. So the build out of any of your industrial parks or retrofitting, all these jobs will be built by using union labor as well. So electricians, carpenters, steam fitters. This will create good jobs, and the folks in Lakewood will be the first ones to get those jobs. Um, these jobs pay a living wage, and these folks that are working there will spend their money in Lakewood. And I would ask that you do consider this. Bayonne actually did a great job. Bayonne passed an ordinance about 2 weeks ago, which lays out how and who can apply in their city. And it lays out the structure for how you're going to charge them for a permit fee. And it also lays out a structure of looking at it from the application side. What are their labor standards? Do they have a collective bargaining agreement in another state? Do they have good employment standards in other states? Environmental standards, community standards. Are they going to be a part of the community and donate to senior citizens, to disabled, and other communities within Lakewood? So not only the tax revenue and the jobs, but these companies, union facilities, will be willing to also invest directly into the community for the profits. So I would just suggest that you check out the Bayonne, City of Bayonne ordinance that was passed 2 weeks ago. And I would also suggest I also you and the entire administration within Lakewood an official tour of the first unionized dispensary in New Jersey, of the original Sixth Medical that was signed under the John Corzine administration. So it's the original one that organized the Garden State Dispensary in Woodbridge. So if you would like to see a tour from seed to sale, so you could see the professionalism, and also the security as well, so that you can decide what type of facility do you really want in Lakewood, so that you're not just going to hear one side or the other. You can see for yourself. And I would like to offer that to you as well. All
Okay.
right. So once again, from the UFCW, look forward to talking. Bye bye.
Thanks very much. Stay safe. Anybody else like to be heard tonight? I see two folks that I recognize.
Yes, please.
Can you give me your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Adam Umansky, and I live in Chestnut Ridge, New York at the moment, over the border.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to speak about the proposed cannabis-related ordinance. I know that Lakewood is a very religious area, and although I grew up Jewish, I am not a practicing Jew, and I use cannabis for my religious purposes, for as part of my religious beliefs and practices. We've had some archaeological research recently, which confirms what a lot of people have known, that cannabis is an ingredient in the holy anointing oil of Moses from Exodus. And I am involved with a congregation, and we make the holy anointing oil for use for religious purposes. And I just wanted to get this council's opinion on whether or not I would be able to use cannabis for my religious purposes within the boundaries of your municipality, and also whether or not I would be able to operate a house of worship that utilizes cannabis as a holy sacrament. And I'll mute myself and listen to your answer. Thank you.
And Mayor, I suggest that you not answer that question. It calls for legal conclusions, and it would be inappropriate for the committee to comment on that.
All right. I always listen to my attorney. Sorry, Mr. Yamansi.
He knows the answer.
I understand. Thank you.
Anybody else like to be heard?
He knows the answer. The answer is yes.
Mr. Van Scriver, I see you on the,
Yes, good evening.
can I have your name and address for the record, please?
Jamie Van Skyver, Greenwich Avenue, Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Good evening.
Good evening, council, mayor. I hope everyone is well. It's a beautiful day, and I hope everyone was able to enjoy it some. I'm with Sativa Cross. We're a nonprofit fighting for medical cannabis patients' rights. I'm also a medical cannabis patient in the state of New Jersey. And I would like to please ask you to recognize the medical needs of people in your community that have chronic illness and chronic pain. And when I say chronic, I mean to say that as if it's not going away. We can only imagine that these things are gonna. I personally do not want to put chemicals in my body to fake out my system that I'm not in pain. Much would prefer to put something into my body that God is realistically there just as much as your cardiovascular system, nervous system, respiratory system. God has also put a plan on this earth, and I would like to use that as my medicine. I would like to nourish my body. I was on pharmaceuticals for chronic illness for a long time. They were not serving me well. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar even with SSRIs and antidepressants. They increase desires of suicide. We have veterans that are suffering from physical ailments and PTSD, and veterans are killing themselves at a rate of 25 per day. And I feel like we're really failing them, and we need to do better. We need to give them access to something natural that God placed in our body and that God placed on this earth. If I wanted to take pharmaceuticals, it would be a very easy road. I wouldn't be stigmatized. I would get it for free, and it would be delivered to my door. Choosing cannabis and natural medicine and God's medicine, it's been very expensive. I've been stigmatized. I've been ridiculed. But one thing that can change is my lab work, and that does not lie. And this is a healing plant. It's meant to work with our body. People have chronic illness and chronic pain. It's not going away. And they take these pharmaceuticals to relieve themselves, and it's just masking it. It's not healing anything. And these people develop tolerances to these medications, and in turn, their body wants more. And this is how we become the substance reliance and tolerance, and people looking to other substances. Fentanyl is sold in pharmacies. It's sold as lollipops, as patches, as oral spray, as lozenges, IV. This is a natural medication, and I would hope that people in your community would have access to it and not be denied of it. People are dealing with chronic ailments. I would hope that you understand that opiates and narcotics only lead to tolerances and more milligrams and ravaging the body. We can't do this to people. This is a natural way. It's meant to work with the body. This is God's medicine. This system is inside of my perfect machine body. This plant is on the earth. We're not making anything in any dangerous laboratory. This is all natural. It's sunshine and rain and soil. Everything about it is God. I don't understand the resistance. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Stay safe now. Is there anybody else online who'd like to be heard tonight?
Yes, I have a follow-up question, please.
I'm sorry, we don't do follow-up questions. You'll have to wait for the public hearing. It's one bite at the apple at the meetings. Okay, I'm going to go over to the email. All right, I have Steve. You have to give me a legal opinion on this one.
Go
I
ahead.
had about a half a dozen emails that came in about the four-way stop sign ordinance that we killed. One in favor, one not. Can I paraphrase these, or should I just read them out? They're relatively brief.
Well, you can paraphrase, but especially since the ordinance was dead.
Okay. First one is just I've lived here for 20 years, and I feel it's not safe to put up stop signs. The second one is I would like the stop signs on Powderhorn. I've been a resident for 14 years. There are no traffic flow problems on Powderhorn or Flintlock. I contend that the four-way stop signs would aggravate traffic flow. Another one says that I live in New England Village. I think the stop signs would be a tremendous help. Four-way stop signs there are not necessary, will decrease safety in the neighborhood. I am very interested in the four-way stop sign. So I have a mixture here of people who are dead set against it and in favor of it. What I said earlier is that we're killing the ordinance now. We're already working with the police department in traffic and safety to look at different ways that we can make the area safer. Somebody suggested that maybe one or two of the streets need a four-way stop sign, not all of them. So these are things that we'll work with the neighborhood together in the next few weeks and see what we can come up with, and hopefully come up with a satisfactory way that keeps the traffic flowing but makes people feel a little bit safer. So with that, there are no more emails coming in. I'll ask any comments from committee members.
Mayor, I would just like to follow up with what the comments you made on the taxes. I really want to thank all our department heads and our CFO and our business manager. I think that's a great job.
Thanks, Mike. I agree with you. I think they all did a fantastic job this year for us. Anybody else? Silence is consent. I'll say that nobody else has anything to say. Again, tonight, I want to thank everybody for coming on. We heard everybody who spoke. We will definitely take your comments to heart. And again, I want to thank you all for coming on tonight. Everybody who sent emails during the day about the other issues, thank you. Do we have any need for a closed session tonight?
I don't have anything, sir.
No, sir. In that case, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Moved by Mike.
Moved by Mike.
Second Menasha.
Second Menasha. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Good night, everybody. Everybody. See you all soon.
Come here, Mitchell. Yes, I did, please.
That's Lakewood. Lakewood's going to have a public forum about this very soon, and we'll be back at that one. And we'll see you in Hanover in about an hour. Another night. Here we go. Last night was a doozy. I hope we don't have a long marathon night tonight. I can't take it. All right, here we go.